quite a few of our engineers on the call here today. We're going to just do a quick round of introductions, and then we'll jump right into today's topic. So let's start with you, Nick.
Yep. My name's Nick Samino. I am a senior cloud engineer here at Stratum, and I've been with Stratum for 3.5 years now. So great to meet you guys, and welcome for a ride.
So let's jump over to Bilal. Bilal is relatively new to the organization, but he's got quite a bit of cloud experience.
Hi, my name is Bilal Kidwai, and I've been working with Stratum Technology last 11 months. It's a great team that I've been working on.
Well, and then let's jump over to David. David, we've chatted previously, but give us a quick breakdown. Like, you probably have, outside of Aaron, more certifications than anybody here on the call here today.
Yes, I do.
How many do you have, David?
16.
13, 14.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. So let's circle back to Nick. Nick, why don't you kind of give a breakdown? We kind of did an internal project recently that we thought we would chat about and how we can possibly help others with this type of project.
So the internal project that we did was to try to find a solution to be able to gather audit logs maybe that virtual machines had been spun up or spun down, as well as backups, to be able to view backups maybe that had failed or successfully taken. We want to know about that data, and we can alert off that data. So the resource that we decided to use for this was Azure Log Analytics. Okay, so this is a high level of what Azure Log Analytics is currently doing. So here we have our Stratum subscription. This is our Stratum subscription that we use. We have customer A and then customer B here. And how this connects is through Azure Lighthouse. So we enable Lighthouse in customer A as well as customer B. Customer A cannot see customer B's data, even though Stratum can see both subscriptions. So the way that we are pulling in these logs, or consolidating these logs into one centralized location, is we are sending diagnostic settings for each to a specific log analytics workspace. So we can see activity logs maybe are sent to one log analytics workspace, recovery services to another, and then so on for different Azure resources. They're being sent to separate log analytic workspaces. There's some limitations that we start to run into when putting them all into one Azure Log Analytics workspace. So we've decided that it's best to break them out and call those out as needed.
So then, based on what we're monitoring, then our engineers get the appropriate alert to take any kind of specific action, right?
Correct. Yes. If we get if we're sending log analytics data to a specific log analytics workspace, we can query off of that, and we can start to monitor that, and then send notifications to our ticketing system that we use, and we'll get notified if a backup fails, or if a resource gets deleted, or a newly created resource gets spun up. We can take the appropriate actions there.
So can these be customized depending on what the part or the customer actually needs? Like, I've noticed some alerts for, disk usage or memory usage, but that might be just a temporary spike. So in some cases, we may not want those alerts for one customer, but we would on another.
Yeah, absolutely. They can definitely be on a customer to customer basis, as well as a resource to resource basis. So if one customer decides that they only want to monitor recovery services vaults, but the other customer wants to monitor storage accounts, that can easily be done in a configuration that sends to a separate log analytics workspace.
Sure. So Bilal, are you going to show us a little bit of this workspace today?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so as Nick mentioned already, like, the visual diagram, like how it's working, like a overview, a big overview. So I will just go over like, how it, like, I'm not going to show you everything inside it, but just going to show you how it works. So basically we are in this is our Stratum subscription, and we have our four workspace created here. For one is for ASR, and one is for audit, and one is for backup, and one is for WVD. So what it is doing right now here, so we are pulling all the as for example, audit workspace. So we are pulling our clients audit logs into this workspace, and from here we can write the query and we can get what we want, the result. For example, I'm just going to show you here. This is a small query that we have just to show you like what's the end result. So here you can see, here's a query. You can run the query and then you can fetch all of our clients information. I mean clients data here. It's not mentioned here, so we just change it. It's just a prototype. So we can see here the time generated, the operation name value, what was done. So here we can see it's deleted operation. This is for deleted operation. We have another one that's created here, so we can see what has been created, or you can say what has been spun up and spun down resource wise. So here we can see operation name and resource provider value. Subname of customer is just showing here, customer A, B. We just change it here, and this is a prototype. So, and we can configure the query here as per as our client's requirement, what they want to manage us. So yeah, overall this is we see like the end of the picture. And after this, as Nick mentioned already, then we worked on the Logic app. Through Logic app, we send the weekly report to our ticketing system, so where we can see there's a designated person who can see like what has been like spun down, is spun up in the past week, so we can monitor it thoroughly.
Sure. Based on what I'm seeing here, it's like we're stepping into the matrix a little bit. This is just a string of error codes right now in your tank. You're making sense of this, and it makes sense to you when you're looking at this, but the viewers are going to see this. Is that where the Logic app comes into play, and it kind of makes sense or
uh,
simplifies this to our engineers when they receive that ticket?
Yeah, I mean this is the like the raw form, but if we create a dashboard, we will see like a subcategory. So you can see, for example, virtual machine, storage account. So you can go further, like you can select deleted virtual machine. So you click on the deleted virtual machine, and it shows up all the deleted virtual machine with the time, with who did that change, their email, and whatever the like information we need to figure it out, that will provide us. I mean, this is the basic raw form of the query, which is just pulling out all the data just to show you. But like in the end, you will get the a complete dashboard.
Sure. So once this is in here, then Dave's Logic app picks up this data and then issues the tickets, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So David, do you have something to show regarding that Logic app and how that works?
So this is basically the main steps that the Logic app goes through. There's other steps within these boxes, but more smaller ones. First, we have the timer. Timer goes off weekly to run that query to get all that raw data and information, which then gets packages into a Excel file, which then gets sent off by email to our ticketing system. And the other engineers will then be able to use the Excel file to see the errors and stuff like that.
And take the necessary action.
Yeah.
Sure. So when you say there's other steps in here, like what other steps are being done? When you say run the query, it's somehow taking that data that Bilal just showed us, consolidating that into an Excel spreadsheet, and then sends it to the engineer.
Yes.
So, and when you say timer, does that take into account like a time frame associated with those tickets? Because it looked like Bilal's setup can really collect a lot of data pretty quickly.
It's The timer is pretty basic. It simply goes off once a week. We currently have it set for Mondays at 8 to get the data and send it out so we don't get influx of mass amounts of data.
Sure.
And
So
I can add a little bit to that. There is a way that we can actually monitor in real time as these resources are spun up or spun down, or if a backup fails in real time, by creating a monitor out of that log analytics log, or that query. Yep.
So yeah, so we're alerted pretty much instantly if there's an issue, right?
Correct. Yep.
So, but in this case, this is kind of allowing us to spot trends, essentially. If there's something on a deeper level going on that we can plan accordingly and be a bit more proactive if we see something out of the ordinary.
Correct. Yep.
I'm seeing nods. Yep.
Yep.
So, okay. Well, outside of that, Nick, is there anything else that we should cover here? I mean, it sounds like this was definitely a team effort between the three of you.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great project to work on. Like I said in the introduction, it was a challenge trying to figure out how we were going to be able to accomplish this and pull everything in a single pane of glass. So yeah, the team did a great job, and we were able to pull it off successfully.
So can you let's just insert one quick thing here, and this is open to any of you. So when you get that notification that's being spit out, what are some of those activities that you do now in getting this alert in this Excel file? What are you looking for? What have you been seeing now since you've been getting these?
As we've been getting these, right, we are looking for any anomalies, like any failed backups for the past week. We want to know about it. So, of course, we're taking immediate action as they come in, and we're getting alerted on it. But we still want to know about them in the long term. So, and it also provides for a record keep as well, for all of these resources. Any problem VMs that could be happening as well. We want to know about it. How many times did machine A fail a backup this week? We want to know about it because it could potentially lead to a bigger issue than just a failed backup.
Thank you for watching Stratum's Cloud Interrupted. If you like what you see, please subscribe, like, and share this video.